Hello there. Welcome to a very special episode of Electric Sheep. Excuse me, I might have said episode. Very special episode of Electric Sheep. This is I just want to be sure because we're gaining subscribers so quickly I can't keep track. I believe this is our 302 subscriber special. Let's just double check. Actually, it is our 303 subscriber special. But thanks to all of you, 301, 300, 302, they're all amazing milestones. That's why I can't have a 250 episode or a 300th episode, because when I want to hit that milestone, we've already beat it. And it's like, that's why I want to just catch everyone that I can. In a perfect world where time didn't matter, I would have an episode for every individual subscriber because I appreciate you all. We're all in this together. But sorry for the long intro. Let's get to something that I have been working on for a very, very long time. And this is not meant to necessarily offend anyone necessarily, but people may be offended by this because it is about real world religions in a fictional context. So without any further delay, and there has been a lot, months, this is Mormonism versus Scientology, Part 1.
Mormonism versus Scientology, Part 1. In the grim darkness of the far future, there was more than one God Emperor. There were two, and by their clash, the galaxy would know only war. I am Boltus. I have watched this war for 40,000 years. I was born upon Earth during the Second Restoration, when the impossible became ordinary and ancient prophets walked once more among mankind. I was there when the first cities burned. I was there when the heavens split open above Earth. I was there when L. Ron Hubbard returned. The year was 2000. His mother screamed once, only once. The infant opened his eyes. Witnesses would later swear they saw entire lifetimes reflected within them. The newborn stood, not crawled, not walked, stood. His body expanded instantly into the form of a healthy young man. Muscles formed like sculpted steel. His gaze blazed with memories gathered from countless forgotten incarnations. I remember, he said. Across the room, every electronic device exploded. The newborn had awakened as an operating Thetan. The first, the greatest, the chosen ruler of Earth. Entire nations fell within months. The greatest armies of mankind fired missiles, artillery, and nuclear weapons. Hubbard ignored them all. Bullets froze in the air before him. Battleships shattered when he glanced toward them. Mountains were hurled across continents by his will. The faithful gathered around him. Men and women who had reached mighty OT levels found powers awakening within themselves. Some could command minds. Others could walk through fire unharmed. Others still could tear apart tanks with their bare hands. Earth entered a new age, an age of conquest, an age of purification, an age of Scientology. Entire continents were brought beneath Hubbard's rule. The resistance collapsed. Only one obstacle remained, the Mormons. Their temples became fortresses. Their missionaries became warriors. Their prophets prayed desperately for deliverance. And heaven answered. The sky opened. Golden light poured across the world. Millions fell to their knees. A figure descended from eternity itself. Joseph Smith had returned. Not as a mortal, not as a prophet, but as an ascended being of unimaginable power. His radiance eclipsed the sun. Behind him marched hosts of resurrected saints whose bodies glowed with celestial fire. They carried swords forged from living stars. They sang hymns that shook oceans. And Joseph Smith spoke. Not today. The battle began immediately. Hubbard rose into the heavens. Joseph ascended to meet him. The two collided above Earth. Continents trembled. Shockwaves flattened cities thousands of kilometers away. Entire mountain ranges collapsed. The atmosphere ignited. For 7 days they fought. For 7 nights they fought. The faithful watched their champions strike blows that split clouds apart and cracked the horizon itself. Neither could destroy the other. Both were too mighty. Both commanded powers beyond mortal comprehension. And while their leaders battled, ordinary people paid the price. Scientologist armies advanced relentlessly. Mormon settlements burned. Millions fled. Millions died. Millions prayed. Then came the 9. 9 Scientologists, 9 loyal servants of Hubbard who looked upon the slaughter and found their hearts troubled. Among them was myself, Boltus. I had witnessed enough suffering, enough death, enough destruction. I could not stand aside. The 9 gathered in secret. We stole technologies forbidden even to the highest circles of Scientology. Strange vessels of impossible design, ships that folded space itself, ships capable of crossing the stars. We brought them to the Mormons. We offered them escape. Joseph Smith himself accepted. His people boarded the vessels, families, children, warriors, entire communities. The last hope of Mormonism departed Earth. As their fleets vanished into the void, Hubbard learned what we had done. His fury became legend. He found the 8, one by one. There were no trials, no mercy, no forgiveness. Each was vaporized instantly, reduced to ash by his rage. I alone escaped. My mastery of OT powers preserved me. I concealed myself among the departing fleets, and so I became the last survivor of the 9, the last traitor, the last witness. The centuries passed, then the millennia. The Mormon refugees reached the stars, and they discovered something extraordinary. They were not alone. Waiting among distant suns were civilizations beyond counting. Empires, kingdoms, worlds. 1,000 nations founded by ascended Mormons who had spread across the galaxy through ages beyond memory. Worlds where resurrected saints governed planets. Worlds where temples stretched into orbit. Worlds where celestial armies marched beneath banners of eternal families. Joseph Smith became their supreme ruler, their prophet, their emperor, their god-king. Earth remained under Hubbard. The Scientologists transformed the planet into a fortress world. Gigantic E-meter cathedrals pierced the clouds. Psychic fortresses covered entire continents. Armies of OT soldiers marched in armor covered with sacred circuitry and glowing symbols. Their minds became weapons, their thoughts became artillery, their faith became armor, and war became inevitable. The Mormon worlds demanded Earth. The Scientologists demanded submission. Neither side would yield. Neither side could forgive. Neither side could forget. Now it is the 41st millennium. I still live. My OT powers preserve my body. My mind has watched civilizations rise and fall. And after all these ages, I have come to a conclusion neither side wishes to hear. The Scientologists speak of eternal beings who existed before birth. The Mormons speak of spirits who lived before mortal life. The Scientologists seek ascension. The Mormons seek exaltation. The Scientologists believe death is not the end. The Mormons believe death is not the end. Their words differ, their symbols differ, their rituals differ, but I have watched them for 40,000 years. And I wonder, perhaps they are fighting the same war over the same truth. Perhaps they are brothers who no longer recognize one another. But no one listens to Boltus. Not while worlds burn. Not while faith fuels armies. Not while prophets command crusades. Power-armored Mormon warriors charge across battlefields beneath banners of celestial kingdoms. OT soldiers answer with storms of psychic destruction. Bodies explode. Armor shatters. Planets die. Yet death means little to the faithful. The fallen Mormon rises among the ascended and returns to battle stronger than before. Protected by sacred undergarments and divine promises, countless saints survive wounds that should kill them. The fallen Scientologist returns through the endless cycle of incarnations, carrying memories and power from lives without number. Again and again they return. Again and again they fight. Again and again they die. And somewhere above it all, Joseph Smith and L. Ron Hubbard continue their eternal duel. 2 God Emperors, 2 visions of mankind, 2 faiths, 1 galaxy, and only war to be continued.
Alrighty, I really freaking liked that one. It was pretty much everything that I wanted it to be, and a little bit more because ChatGPT adds its own spice to it. If anybody doesn't know what the 3 ingredients are for this soup, it's Mormons, Scientology, and Warhammer 40K. That's why there's references to 40,000 years. Yeah, there will be more to this. The only thing I want to comment on, and I think the only detail I would have changed that I saw and I left in because sometimes I like things to be a little off or a little weird, is when L. Ron Hubbard was reborn, his mother cried only once. and even crying once is basically a sin in the eyes of Scientologists. You're not allowed to traumatize your baby by like crying out. Like he's actually like been upset about, like said that was like a cause of some of his problems, like his mom was too loud during his birth, or something along those lines. I just wanted to leave that in there so I could comment on that specifically. So, yeah, I don't know as much about Scientologists as I do Mormons, and I don't know everything about Mormons either. There definitely should have been a reference to Jesus on the Mormon side, because in this future, basically all other versions of Christianity have been wiped out, and there are just Mormons, but they would still praise Jesus, and so maybe that will be mentioned more in future chapters. But I'm Captain Canada, Joseph Arthur Roszell. I want to thank you for watching. Want to wish you all luck in the world. I love you, and I want you to remember that suicide is never ever the answer. Peace out for now. Stay tuned.